Hey everyone, Jeff Corwin here. I'm thrilled to have you join me on an extraordinary journey today. Today, we're heading to the icy, windswept shores of Alaska, a place where the land meets the frozen sea, and where some of the planet's most incredible wildlife call home. Our mission? To meet a true legend, Fat Albert, the giant polar bear of Kaktovik, whose story has captured the imagination of locals and visitors alike. He's not just any bear. He's a local celebrity, a king among giants and a living symbol of Arctic power and resilience. Imagine a polar bear so massive, he makes even the largest of his peers look small. That's Fat Albert, an animal whose size and presence are simply unforgettable. In a world where polar bears often struggle to find enough food, Albert has managed to not just survive, but truly thrive year after year. His story is about more than just size. It's about survival, community, and the remarkable bond that exists between people and wildlife in the harsh Arctic environment. The Inupiat village of Kaktovik knows him well. His fame has brought attention to the region's bears, and he's become a symbol of both pride and caution for the community. When most people picture polar bears, they imagine them hunting seals on endless stretches of sea ice, braving the elements in search of their next meal. But Albert's story is different. He's adapted in ways that set him apart from the rest. He spends much of his year near Kaktovik, taking advantage of a unique and abundant food source that few other bears can access so reliably. This has allowed him to reach a size that draws wildlife lovers, scientists, and photographers from around the world, all eager to catch a glimpse of this Arctic giant. Getting to know Fat Albert means understanding the delicate balance of life in the Arctic, where every adaptation can mean the difference between life and death. His fame highlights how these incredible animals are constantly adapting to a world that's changing faster than ever before, especially as the climate warms and the ice recedes. So get ready, we're about to dive deep into the life of this remarkable animal, uncovering secrets and stories you've never heard before. We'll explore how he got so big, the traditions that fuel his appetite, and what it's truly like to see Fat Albert up close in his element. This is more than just a wildlife story. It's an Arctic adventure, a tale of survival, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of the North. So bundle up, and let's meet the legend himself, Fat Albert, the giant of Kaktovik. Fat Albert isn't just big, he's enormous, even by polar bear standards. Most adult males weigh between 800 and 1,300 pounds, already massive. But Albert? He's estimated at 1,600 pounds, nearly double the size of some of his peers. That's the weight of a small car. For polar bears, fat is life. It insulates against the cold and provides energy when food is scarce. Albert has mastered the art of storing energy, making him a true heavyweight. While he's not the biggest bear ever recorded, he's one of the largest alive today. His size is a testament to his success in the wild and the unique conditions in Kaktovik. In a world where polar bears often struggle, Albert's story is one of abundance. He's a living monument to Arctic adaptability. The secret to Fat Albert's impressive size isn't found out on the vast, frozen sea ice where food is often scarce and hunting is a daily struggle. Instead, it's hidden right on the edge of Kaktovik, a small village perched on Alaska's northern coast, where land meets the icy waters of the Arctic Ocean. Here, the Inupiat community has hunted bowhead whales for centuries, a tradition passed down through generations, vital not only for their survival but also for maintaining their deep connection to the land and sea. After carefully harvesting what they need for food, tools, and cultural practices, the leftover whale carcass, bones, meat, and rich blubber remains on the shore. Rather than letting these remains go to waste or attract bears into the village, the community places them at a safe spot just outside town, away from homes and people. This act creates a massive seasonal buffet for polar bears, especially crucial when the sea ice retreats and hunting seals becomes nearly impossible. The whale remains offer a vital, energy-rich food source packed with calories and nutrients, just when the bears need it most to survive the harsh Arctic conditions. It's a win-win situation. The community stays safe from hungry bears, and the bears receive a much-needed lifeline during the leanest months. Over time, this tradition has transformed Kaktovik into a gathering place for dozens of polar bears every fall, drawing them from miles around. It's a unique intersection of ancient culture and wild nature, allowing bears like Fat Albert to thrive and grow strong even as their world changes. The annual feast has become a spectacle, attracting not only bears but also visitors and wildlife enthusiasts eager to witness this extraordinary event. In Kaktovik, The bond between people and polar bears is a remarkable example of coexistence, where respect for tradition and wildlife go hand in hand, shaping life in the Arctic. Why is this whale feast so important for polar bears? Their diet is one of the most fat-rich in the animal kingdom. Blubber is their rocket fuel. A single pound of blubber can have over 4,000 calories, perfect for surviving the Arctic cold. Bowhead whale blubber is even richer and more abundant than seal blubber. When the sea ice melts and hunting is impossible, the whale carcass is a lifesaver. Bears arrive lean and leave fat ready for winter. Pregnant females especially benefit, building reserves for denning and nursing cubs. This reliable food source boosts the health and survival of the local bear population. The tradition supports a robust, resilient group of bears. It's a powerful example of how cultural practices can shape wildlife success. Without this feast, a bear like Fat Albert simply couldn't exist. The whale buffet is a game changer for Arctic giants. It's a perfect blend of tradition and nature. So how does Fat Albert become the biggest bear around? It's a mix of age, dominance, and experience. As a mature male, Albert gets first pick at the whale buffet. He's learned the routine: arrive early, eat often, and conserve energy. His dominance means he can feed longer and more often than younger bears. Over the years, this consistent access to high-calorie blubber has compounded his size. Think of him as an athlete in training. His body is built for storing fat. Every fall he focuses on one thing: eating as much as possible. His genetics and status let him take full advantage of the feast. The bigger he gets, the more he dominates, creating a cycle of growth. Albert is the heavyweight champion of Kaktovik. He's not just fat, he's a master of his environment. His story is what happens when perfect adaptation meets a perfect food source. Fat Albert's fame has drawn wildlife photographers and nature lovers from around the world. One of them, Edward Boudreau, traveled to Kaktovik just to see this legendary bear. Seeing dozens of polar bears is rare, but witnessing Albert's sheer size is unforgettable. For photographers, patience and respect are key. They observe from boats, keeping a safe distance. When Edward first saw Albert, he was stunned by the bear's scale and calm presence. Photographing in the Arctic is tough: cold, wind, and strict safety rules, but the reward is worth it. Capturing the spirit of a true Arctic icon. Albert's calm, confident demeanor makes him a favorite subject. Watching him interact with other bears reveals his gentle nature. For Edward, seeing Albert wasn't just about photos, it was a profound connection. These moments show us the soul of the Arctic's greatest bear. Fat Albert leaves a lasting impression on everyone who meets him. Edward's most memorable moment with Fat Albert happened on a quiet, windless afternoon, the kind where the Arctic feels endless and time seems to slow down. The boat drifted gently near Albert, who was sprawled out peacefully on the snow, his massive frame blending into the frozen landscape as if he belonged to it. Suddenly, with a slow, deliberate motion, Albert stood up and ambled toward the whale carcass nearby, moving with a confidence that only comes from years of survival in the wild. He grabbed a huge chunk of blubber. What would be a feast for most bears looked like a mere snack in his powerful jaws, his appetite as impressive as his size. Albert returned to his spot, eating calmly, completely unbothered by the presence of other bears or the cluster of photographers watching in awe from a distance. His peaceful demeanor radiated true dominance. He didn't need to fight or show aggression to claim his place. His confidence was quiet but unmistakable. Edward captured intimate portraits, Albert's face slick with oil from the whale, his eyes reflecting intelligence, gentleness, and a sense of wisdom that comes from a life lived in the harsh Arctic. In that moment, Albert wasn't just a giant, he was an individual with a unique personality, a creature with stories written in every scar and glance. The encounter went far beyond photography. It was about witnessing the spirit of a legend, feeling a connection that words and images can barely capture. Albert's calmness and presence left a deep, lasting impression on Edward, changing the way he saw not just polar bears, but all wild creatures. These are the moments that make wildlife encounters truly unforgettable, moments that linger in memory long after the Arctic silence returns. Albert's story is about more than just his size. It's about character, resilience, and the quiet power of presence. He's the gentle giant of the Arctic, a living reminder of the wild's enduring spirit. What truly sets Fat Albert apart isn't just his size, it's his personality. Despite being the dominant bear, he's known for his calm, almost placid nature. Local guides and photographers call him a gentle giant. At the whale carcass, Albert rarely shows aggression. His size alone commands respect. Other bears give him space and he eats in peace. This quiet confidence is the mark of a true alpha. Albert's strategy is simple: conserve energy, avoid unnecessary conflict, and eat well. His relaxed attitude may come from being so well fed. Full bears are calm bears. This makes him a favorite for photographers and visitors who can observe him safely. Albert has become an ambassador for his species, showing a different side of polar bears. He's not just a predator, he's a complex, intelligent individual. His gentle spirit and massive size have made him a true celebrity. Fat Albert is the Arctic's gentle king. In the wilds of Alaska, Fat Albert is more than a bear. He's a symbol of resilience and adaptation. His story shows how tradition and nature can work together for mutual benefit. The annual whale feast has created a haven for polar bears, allowing Albert to become a legend. In a world where polar bears face many threats, Albert's thriving existence gives us hope. He's a heavyweight champion who's figured out how to flourish in a changing world. Through the eyes of photographers, we see not just his size but his gentle personality. Albert breaks the stereotype of the polar bear as just a fearsome predator. He's an ambassador for his species, capturing hearts everywhere. Fat Albert is a king, a legend, and a reminder of the wonders that still exist in our world. That's why we love Fat Albert, the Arctic's gentle giant.